What are typical sellers' closing costs? Do you know what it typically costs for you to sell your home? Well, we know, and if you would like to know the answers to those questions, then please stay tuned. Hi, welcome back. My name is Catherine Larkin, and I am with Century 21 Real Estate Champions, the TomKat Team. If you are new to our channel and interested in all things real estate related when it comes to St. Petersburg, Florida, Pinellas County, and our beautiful beaches, well, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Tom and I, we put out fun, interesting videos every Tuesday for TomKat Tuesday. Today, we are answering what the typical closing costs are for the seller if they live in the state of Florida. Now, please remember, these are just basic, typical closing costs. Every transaction is going to have its own little uniqueness, and of course, charges may vary. If you have a mortgage, obviously it has to be paid off. So that is going to be usually the largest charge for the seller. Number two, the doc stamps on the deed or documentary stamps on the deed. This is usually calculated as 0.007 for the sales price of the home. That's the easiest way to figure out what those doc stamps are. The third charge you, as the seller, typically pay for is the title insurance. Now, what's nice here in Florida, you can have your property closed with either a title company or a real estate lawyer. Not all states are like that, but luckily we are like that here in Florida. The fourth item that the seller pays for is the property taxes. Now, here in Florida, we pay our property taxes in arrears. So when we get ready to go to closing, the title company or who's ever doing your closing will calculate what your property taxes are. They will take the bill and they will charge you, the seller, January 1 to the day before closing. The day of closing, no matter what time it is a charge to the buyer. Now, this fifth fee, I kind of put a lot of different fees together to call the miscellaneous fees. There are usually pretty numerous miscellaneous fees. Now, these miscellaneous fees are usually pretty small, but they could very well be if you live out of the area and the title company has to mail your paperwork to you. Perhaps they need to hire a notary company. Within these miscellaneous fees, perhaps you agree to pay for a home warranty for the buyer or a termite bond. There may also be a fee depending on the municipality that you live in. Quite a few years ago, I used to live on a street that had an extra street light. So when I went to close on this house, I had to pay an additional like $20 to pay for that street light. And you know what? To me, what's $20? I loved having that extra street light, believe me. Now, the sixth fee I like to think of may or may not pertain to you. This has to do if you live in a condo. If you live in a condo or an HOA, there is a typical estoppel letter fee. Now, this fee is for a document that the association lets the title company know that you, as the seller, you are up to date with all of your HOA or monthly maintenance fees. And they also let you know if there's any outstanding assessments or any assessments coming up. The seventh fee that I like to talk to you about, that is what I call the repair fees. So if you during the contract or at the beginning of negotiations have decided to repair anything in the home that is needed. For example, the AC, the electrical, windows, what have you. If you've negotiated money, this is a fee that will show up. So that's what most people are doing these days. Instead of doing the repairs, a lot of the buyers are preferring just to have a credit. The 8th fee, once again, may or may not pertain to you. It depends on what you negotiated in your contract. And that is the fee that perhaps you are paying all of or some of the buyer's closing costs. You as the seller will know about these fees during your negotiations because the buyer will know prior to writing an offer on your home whether or not they need help with their closing costs. And then you basically will decide during negotiations whether or not you want to pay any of your buyer's closing costs. You do not pay any of this ahead of time. It all comes out of your proceeds at closing. The seller typically pays for is the real estate commission. If you hire a realtor, and you know what, you really should. If you hire a realtor, you will talk with the realtor when they get together with you to discuss your listing on what the commission, the fee will be. Now, please remember, the realtors, we don't keep all of that commission to ourselves. No. If another realtor brings a buyer, then out of that commission, we pay the buyer's agent. We also pay our broker a fee because they technically own the listings. The typical realtor also, out of their commission, they are paying for all of their marketing fees. They are paying for the photographer, the virtual tour, the drone photography, the mailer. All of their marketing costs are usually paid out of the commission. If you would like to see a video about whether or not you should hire a realtor that hires a professional photographer, make sure you take a look at this video. It's very good. Now that you have an idea of what it might cost for you to sell your home, if you would like to know what your home is worth in today's market, then make sure that you contact us. We have all of our links below, so you can definitely get in touch with me or my business partner, Tom, and we will gladly give you a market analysis for free on what we think your house should sell for. I'm Catherine Larkin. My business partner, as you know, is Tom Stuck. We're with the TomKat Team. Please remember to hit the subscribe button. Tom and I, we sell paradise in Pinellas.